we kicking. All right. So I am so grateful. Like I said, I really appreciate your quick response time. I can just tell you that, as you know, I serve as the founder and executive director of Black Alabamians for Education. And while we are a parent advocacy organization around education, that is not the only issue that our families are concerned about. And so the last couple of nights, like I've really been moved to like, I need to find a way to make sure that Alabamians know what our state representatives are doing, that you all are fighting for us, that you're advocating for us. And we just need to use every medium and every stream that we can to make sure we get the information out. And so I thought I'm about to reach out to the people that I know. So let the people know who you are. And we're going to talk just for a couple minutes so you can thank you for letting us have your time. And you just tell us what you have going on representing us down in Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, I am State Representative Ontario Tillman. I represent House Seat 56. So that's on the western side of Jefferson County. And there's a lot going on in Montgomery. Did you want to know anything, specific as far as uh, what has transpired? I think we're in our fourth week in
Yes.
the legislative session, and
Yes.
right now we're still moving forward with a lot of different policy, different legislation, and there's a lot. There's always a lot to go
It's a
that
lot.
goes on here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so what are some of the things, so we've got our national climate, then we've got the our state climate, and then we have our local climate.
Mhm.
So we can get maybe to the national stuff later, but what are some of the things that are really pressing for you? I know you are sponsoring a couple of bills this session, so what are some of the things that you are trying to press forward for Alabamians?
Well, as far as the bills and everything that I'm sponsoring, I we're working on drafting other bills as well. But the two bills that I have filed thus far for this session is first is dealing with teacher pay. Right now, our teachers are currently being paid once a month. So I'm working on legislation. I have pre-filed legislation to actually change that from once a month to actually semi-monthly.
Yes,
And we're going through that process right now. And of course, with any legislation that we pass, of course, there is pushback. I've met with different stakeholders to try to figure out how can we, find common ground.
yes,
And that's the first piece of legislation that I filed. And as well as I filed a subsequent bill dealing with making our election day into a state holiday,
yeah,
and that's something that I think is important. I think it has a number of good benefits to that. And the way it would work is every 4 years, the presidential election would be considered a state holiday, and our subsequent governor's race would be considered a state holiday as well. So the ideal behind it, or the impetus behind the bill, was to make sure that we can improve voter engagement, we can improve voter turnout, as well as reduce some of the long lines that some of our precincts face. And I think that's a good way to start. And also, I think that we need to place a lot more emphasis on how important voting is. And I don't think that we really kind of get it because it affects us in our everyday lives.
yes,
And I don't know when we are going to start really recognizing that and becoming more engaged in politics. As the saying goes, if you don't play politics, which you hear a lot of people say, politics will play you. So, what I
facts.
want our people to do is be engaged, come to town halls, attend the different meetings, listen to what is going on, reach out to your representatives and your state senators and come down here to Montgomery when you can so you can actually see the process and see how everything works.
Yes, no, that is so important. A lot of people, like, we took civics in school, but that was so long ago. And then some schools actually still don't offer civics. And so a lot of
Yes.
times we don't understand what this process is like, how the decisions are made. Even
Mhm.
with like you sponsoring a bill, on the House side, then you still have the Senate side where if it passes the House, it has to go through the Senate. So
Yeah.
understanding how bills are initiated. I just
Hmm.
think any of this general information is, we say it's general, but it's actually it's more than general once we get it out to the public to make sure they have a better understanding of what's happening. But you're right, like people should show up in Montgomery and be a part of that process. So
Yes. And I
um,
mean, and to that point as well, I believe that civics should be more than just a semester taught subject in our curriculum. It should really be, I believe, all 4 years. And I think that not only should you get a general overview of civics from a federal level, I think you should make sure that you get a more detailed view of how your state level politics work, as well as your county level politics work, as well as your city level politics work. I think if people start understanding that, then they will become more engaged and they'll be more familiar with the process, as well as economics. I think economics should be taught as well. I think that's a very important subject that we kind of like gloss over. And I think those are the things that we need to start putting in our curriculum and teaching our students at a early age.
yeah, yeah. And you said you represent District 56.
56. Yeah,
District
56.
56, y'all are so blessed to have Representative Tillman,
I
in.
appreciate that.
No, I really mean that. I don't really give out accolades unless I mean it, and so I do. And again, just not only for your response time, but that you have gone in as a semi-freshman leader. Now you're out of
Yes.
your first year, right? So are you still considered a freshman, or they letting you get through
Uh,
your
they
turn?
they told me right now that I'm technically not a freshman because I'm picking up I'm putting skin in the game, as they say.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
picking
that's
up
good.
wounds now here. So
That is good. That's good. And so, again, it's appreciated. I know what it feels like. I'm in my freshman year as well, being an
yeah.
elected official. However, because of your pre-community work
Mhm.
and your profession, you understand the need for having a seat at the table and getting right in the game. Like we don't have a lot of time for a learning curve because
No.
work to be done. And so I
Yes.
applaud you for that. Is there anything else that you want the people to know? I know this is our first conversation, but I hope it is, one of many more to come, just
Mhm.
to plug in and let people know what's happening
Mhm.
at the state level for people who can't make it to Montgomery. I
Mhm.
know there is conversations. There's a committee, the education committee, and then there's a joint committee with the education and both the Senate and House side that is working on a student weighted funding formula.
Yes.
Good. So what are your thoughts on that bill?
Yes, well, we haven't seen the bill yet, but there has been talk and discussion about that. And I really do believe that we do need to change the funding. I think that we need to I'm a proponent of really remaking and reimagining education as a whole. I think right now is an antiquated model, and we need to make it more modern and really make it more specific to the needs of different demographics, different areas within the state, from your urban area to your rural areas. I think we really need to kind of look at this again. And many states have changed their models, and I think that we need to kind of catch up. This is one of the reasons why I filed the teacher pay bill, because you have states centered around us that do pay their teachers semi-monthly. And from speaking to those teachers, they absolutely love it because it makes sense. And right now, again, antiquated model, paying people once a month. No one wants that. And I think as elected officials, it is our job to kind of make the people within our state quality of life better. And we overlook that because the people sent us down here for a reason. As I say all the time, these are the people's seat. These are not our seats. The
Yeah.
people elect you, they put you in the seat to go down there and represent them. And I want to make sure that I do everything that I'm supposed to do. And I can come back and say, look, this is what we're fighting on. This is what we're trying to push. These are some of the things that I know can impact our community, whether it's a negative impact or a positive impact. And once we kind of get past all of the partisan bickering, and we start really realizing that we have more in common than not, then I think we can really push the state forward, and we can start doing a lot of progressive things. And sometimes I think we have unknown biases that we don't try to come to the table and have a conversation, and we need to do that more.
Yeah, no, I think that is great. Well, I did not want to take a lot of your time, but I really do appreciate you pulling aside. As you all can see, he's in his car.
Yes, just
He's
leaving the
not
state
driving,
house. We're just leaving the state house. We
just
just
leaving the
finished. We
state
just
house.
left the well, we're doing a 3-day work week this week. And this is the other thing too. The way our schedule going, I want the public to know. And I also want to say I appreciate you for wanting to do something like this. This is needed. And I'm glad that you are doing it. And I'm happy to participate at, at any point because I want the people to know, this is transparent. This
Mhm.
is, like I said, you can come to the people's house at any point. What I do want people to know is that please go online and start Googling the Alabama House of Representatives as well as the state senators. And a lot of our things are shown live. So you can go on there, you can kind of see what's going on. You can go into different committee rooms and see what type of legislation that is being presented. The way the schedule works on Tuesday, we gavel in or we go into the chamber at 1 o'clock. So we
Mhm.
go in at 1 o'clock and we stay until the business of Alabama is done. On Wednesdays, that's our committee days typically. So we'll have different committees at different times. Some people may have a committee at 9, some may have a committee at 10, some at 1. And then on Thursday, we will have another chamber day. We'll gavel in early in the morning and we'll stay there and we'll conduct the business of Alabama until everything is done for that particular day. And like I said, that's pretty much how every day goes. We're down here for 30 days. So we started, I want to say, February 4th.
Yep.
We started, and we should end maybe around the second weekend in May.
Okay.
So we're down here 3 days and out of the week, and we're trying to make sure that we provide, quality public policy, quality laws, quality legislation, and make sure that we fund all of our programs, whether it's through the general fund or the educational trust fund.
No, this is great. Thank you for that breakdown. Again, the general public needs to know that, and you're welcome. I thank you for honoring my request for us to have a quick conversation. Is there
Mhm.
anything else that you want the people to know about the work that you're doing? Not only you represent District 56, however, your work is impacting the entire state of Alabama. So, is there
Yes.
anything you want anybody else to know before we sign off?
Yeah, like you said, we're trying to make sure that we improve the quality of life for all people in the state of Alabama, not just some. I believe that we can overcome a lot of our issues through solidarity. And if we do that and we stand on it and we don't stand on the sideline, we participate in this, then things can be better. So I want people to become more engaged, become more active in politics and support your different representatives, your different senators, and then make sure that they're doing the work that you want as the people of Alabama.
That's good. Well, guys, you heard him. State Representative Ontario Tillman Esquire representing District 56, which is
Mhm.
the western side of Birmingham, but really the entire state of Alabama. So thank you so much
Yes,
for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
absolutely.
Okay, I stopped the
Okay.